Well, it's time for another life update. Hey guys, it's Natalie here once again, and today I am coming at you from the beautiful country of Brazil. We got a lot to talk about. The last thing that you know of is that I was in Thailand, and I was enjoying my time in Thailand, but something that had happened actually completely changed the trajectory of my life. And back in July, my partner and I of 5.5, almost 6 years, broke up. And I found myself living in Thailand with no community and feeling completely and utterly alone. Immediately, my first solution that I thought of was to move back to America to find my grounding. But I was like, you know what, Natalie, that is the immediate action that you're trying to solve. You're trying to solve whatever this fear is that you're feeling. If you allow yourself a few weeks to, to settle your nervous system, maybe you'll have a different view of things. After 2 weeks, I was able to gain some clarity. And the one thing that I did know for sure is that I did not want to go back to America. I did not want to go back home. And even though I didn't have any clear path on how I was going to support myself abroad financially, I was like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to have to figure it out. And so it really threw me into this mode of, Natalie, this is really the first time in your life where you have had to fully depend on yourself, your skills, your knowledge, your abilities. You know that you have all of these. You have all of these qualities. And it doesn't make sense for you to not be able to support yourself abroad. And so this was really the start of me throwing myself fully, betting fully on myself in my content creator journey, in my entrepreneurial journey. And if you've been following me on any social media, then you may have seen that shift. Now, while I was in Thailand, I ended up staying past that 2 weeks. I stayed for about 4 months afterwards, and I was able to find a community that really supported me through that time. And I found myself stability. I found myself comfortable living in Chiang Mai. But one thing that I couldn't help but to feel was this underlying, like, is this isn't exactly what I want. This isn't exactly what makes me excited. Like, I don't wake up excited in the morning to leave my house in Chiang Mai or in Thailand. Not saying that there's anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with Thailand, honestly. Thailand gave me the peace that I've always sought after. It gave me the affordability to live a life of comfortability that I definitely would not have been able to afford in the States on the same amount. Thailand gave me everything that I needed in that season of my life, and that was peace. That was a level of freedom and safety that I haven't felt in a very long time. But once you have allowed your body and your nervous system to exit, to allow yourself to feel safe out of survival mode, something else starts to rise in you, and that is a yearning for something more. And that something more comes down to a primal desire for aliveness, this primal desire for excitement, this primal desire to connect to yourself in a way that you may have never experienced before. And the one thing that I remembered when I visited Brazil the first time was just how in love I felt in this country, how beautiful the people are, and how seen I felt just looking at the people around me, seeing my body, my family, reflected from the people around me. And my friend was like, Natalie, every single time you talk about Brazil, you light up. Every single time, you say how happy you were in Brazil, you know, you always don't really take it seriously. Why don't you take going to Brazil seriously. I couldn't lie that Brazil held a certain energy that my soul felt good in. And so after sitting with myself that last month in Thailand, I was like, I'm gonna go to Brazil. And here's where I'm at now. This I didn't expect to be on the other side of the world again. But I'm really loving what this season is showing me. And I'm entering into a season of choosing myself fully, unapologetically. And that's actually one thing that I've recognized, or I actually had an epiphany earlier, yesterday or the day before, realizing that the breakup between my partner and I was me breaking a generational curse of abandoning myself. The women in my family have traditionally abandoned themselves for the sake of their family, for the sake of having a two-parent household, for the sake of the kids, for the sake of stability and security, for the sake of all these things, and denying themselves what it is that they know, they feel they want, denying that because sacrifice was the norm. Self-sacrifice was applauded and seen as being a great, strong woman. In my relationship, those last few months, I was asked to move out. And I was willing to move out. Like, that's the thing. I was willing to move out because that's what my partner needed and asked for. And I kept providing that distance that they expressed that they needed, all the while feeling this pain, this intense sadness of like emotional, physical distance when I know that's not what I want in my relationship. I know, even for me, understanding my own nervous system blueprint of the desire to be chosen, the desire to be loved. It's not that anybody is wrong in that sense. My partner needed what she needed. I need consistency. I need someone, if I'm working on healing this wound, this abandonment wound, if I'm working on healing this fear of not being chosen, I need to be chosen by my partner at the least. When it came down to me saying, I choose you if I leave, do you choose me? And the answer was, I don't know. That is not a space. I was not willing to be in emotional limbo. I did not deserve that. I broke up with my partner because this was the first time when I was like, all right, because you don't know if you even want to choose me and you want to hold on to me in a limbo space, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to torture myself. I'm going to choose me. And so I walked away and I moved out that night. And despite how painful that has been, that healing process, the grieving process, I really believe that I needed to go through the depths of that grief to show myself that I choose me, that I got me, that I'm going to be okay, that I'm making it. I'm on the other fucking side of the world by myself because I chose me. Basically, this season, this is what I am walking into, choosing myself fully, listening to myself, doing what it is that I want to do, standing up for myself. There has been many instances so far where I'm like learning that what it is that I desire, there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm always going to be moving towards that. So this is going to be a documentation of my journey around the world. And I'll be back in Thailand. All right. I got a group trip coming up in March. I have another group trip that I'm planning in Thailand. So I want to let you guys know you can join my wait list. I'll put my wait list link down in the description, so you can make sure you're the first notified when those trips do go live. But this is my eat, pray, love era. That's basically what this is, and I'm excited to bring y'all along for it. So, anyways, thank you guys so much. I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.